Hi, I'm back. I speak, you speak, and we speak. Welcome back to I Speak, You Speak, and We Speak, my channel that I've started on YouTube to connect with the youth, to connect with the generation next. Um, as I told you in my previous video, a general introduction I had given you about myself and what is my purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is nothing but just interacting with so many of you. Okay, today my video is about something that is the need of the hour. And as I told you that from last 3 years I'd been very closely connected to the medical world, or you can say the institutions that are preparing students for NEET UG, and they are going through a very crucial time. The students are also going through a very crucial time, and the faculties, the teachers, the institutes, everybody is going through a very crucial time, courtesy we all know pandemic. Okay, but pandemic or no pandemic, my only statement is, my only suggestion is, my only view is that the show must go on. Okay, show should never stop. And these are the challenging times, and human species has been created to face the challenges, and humans are gifted with this one quality of acclimatizing ourselves very soon to the given situation. You must be wondering, maybe most of you are dejected, most of you are disheartened, most of you are exasperated by the whole scene that is going on from last 2 years, nearly 2 years. Okay, so I know it's quite obvious. You must be thinking that how can I speak this way, how can I be so positive in the times of pandemic also. You have no choice, you have no choice but to be positive. Beggars are not choosers. We are actually in a state that we have to accept it. We have to accept the situation that we are put in a situation where things are not in our hands. We cannot do anything about this virus that is spreading everywhere. But this virus should not come in the way of our career. This virus should not come in the way of our dreams. This virus should not come in the way of our goals also. Okay, you have to learn. Performing in your comfort zone, or performing in comfortable situation when all the circumstances, the environment around you is conducive, and it is as per your requirement, and then you're performing, is no challenge. Performing is performing against all odds. And this is what I'm trying to tell you, that do not give up, continue with your preparation. Pandemic or no pandemic, you have to go on. The show must go on, the journey must go on. Do not surrender to this situation of pandemic. Try to create a balance in the you guess a difficult situation. I know the parents are also going through a lot of difficult times of financial issues are also there, health issues are also there. Every second or third person in the family is affected by COVID, and your concentration towards your studies is getting affected. Quite normal about that. But then there are still few things I'll be telling you. The preparation that you were doing in the yesteryears, or your elder brothers and sisters, you must have seen your neighbors, your seniors in the schools, you must have seen are doing, was different because pandemic was not there. Everything was classroom. Now we are taking our live classes, we are studying through this gadget. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that things have changed. Do not wait for the offline classes to start, because it will be too late by that time. You just don't know how things are going to take the turn. And like we were expecting that the lockdown will get over and we will start with a new session. We were all very excited about it, and it did start. It did start after a year long, you can say after a long wait of 12 months. It started in February. And when it started, you know how I personally, as a teacher, I personally, as an academician, I personally as an educator, I personally as the admission head of a particular organization felt it was just like that after a lot of drought in the, you can say, suddenly the monsoon has come. I felt like that farmer who feels so happy, who feels so rejuvenated, who feels exalted when the first rain comes. There has been no crop, there has been no work. Okay, there were, the soil has been patched with, you can say, dryness, and suddenly the earth feels full of life. I also felt that way. My colleagues also felt that way. Other faculties also felt that way. The management of all the institutes felt that way. Suddenly it was a feeling of solace. But then it only lasted for a month. After 1 month, it was just a small chunk of cloud that had come and it again went by, and we, like those farmers, helpless farmers, were again looking at the sky when the next cloud will come, when more monsoon will come, when more rain will come, and I will have a lovely harvest. Okay, we were like, I really felt myself that way. Okay, that when again the lockdown will be over, again more students will come, again there will be life pulsating everywhere, hopes, getting culminated, dreams getting fulfilled, that energy, that exuberance, that vibrance in the students will be seen yet again. Okay, still waiting for that. But then, in this hour of waiting, I realized one thing: I must not lose my positivity. I must connect to the students. I'm not saying my students. I must connect to the students. Students all over the world, all over the country, all over the earth. I have to connect to them. And the minute I will connect to them, then those students will become my students. So, my students, I'm connecting with you today, and I just want to tell you one thing. I've just come across a lovely phrase which says, think of your time in terms of investment. Time is your investment. Don't let this time go. Now is the moment. Don't wait for the lockdown. Don't wait for offline classes. Start with your preparation. Do every preparation meticulously. Plan your lessons, okay? And those who are appearing for NEET 21, they have to be more methodical. Okay, now the time has come that they have to see where they are lacking. By now, your syllabus must be over. By now, your lessons must be over. By now, you must have completed your understanding of every concept and every chapter. Now is the time of revision and test series. Concentrate more on your tests. And at the same time, what I have to tell you, that if you will have to make efforts, you'll have to come out of your comfort zone. If you will not bleed, you will not succeed. Keep this thing in mind. So bleed as much as you can bleed. Endure that pain, the pain of achieving something. Okay, and you have to endure the pain. You have to take the pains. Okay, because no pain, no gain. So you just cannot get everything served on a silver platter. At least not selections like NEET. Okay, so you have to put in an effort. Now how you have to put an effort, that I tell you. Plan your day. That is very, very important. Plan your day. You have to. I've come across students, what they generally do, they are over and over studying one subject only, or one topic only, the topic which they are comfortable in. What are they doing? They're just creating an imagination. They're just imagining that they are studying. They're creating that aura around them that they're studying, but they are not studying. The topic that they are good in, they will only pick up that topic to study. Again and again, they will pick up that topic only. They will pick up the difficult one. They know that they are weak in a particular topic. They will pick it up for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. They'll study that, and then they'll switch over to the one that they are comfortable in. They're trying to give an impression to themselves that they are studying. No, but they are wasting their time. Study during interstices also. First thing I told you, schedule it. Take the difficult topics first. When you're getting up in the morning, your mind is very fresh, you're full of energy, okay, you're full of positivity. Don't take the topics that you are in love with. Pick up those topics that you don't love, because at that time your energy will support you to love that topic. Okay, that you at that time your energy level is at the optimum. It will support you to learn your topic, the difficult ones. So when your mind is fresh, always go for the most difficult topic. And when you're in your relaxed state of mind, you've finished your 2 hours of studies or 3 hours of studies, self studies. You've come at the table to have breakfast, and your mom is preparing the breakfast. There are still 10 minutes, 15 minutes for the breakfast. That time period, that slot in between is called the interstice. Okay, make use of those interstices also. Just don't sit. Okay, my time is over of doing the lectures, sitting this way with folded hands. Mom is preparing breakfast and I'm sitting idle. No, you make best use of this interstice. You know, there was this writer, Umberto Eco, you must have heard of. He said that I am a writer. Uh, Basically, I write academic books, but I am a writer of novels by, you can say, default. I write during interstices, in between. My actual work is writing academic books, but I write novels when I have those time, that in between time, that interstice. So, you know, he made such good of these interstices that he ended up becoming a novelist also. So this is what I'm trying to say. During those, you know, those small chunks in between, the chunk of 10 minutes, a slot of 15 minutes, a slot of another 20 minutes when mom is preparing breakfast, lunch or dinner for you, during that time try to solve your DPPs. Do one or two solutions randomly, walking and talking, like Abhishek Bachchan says, walk and talk. Okay, get an idea. Okay, walking and getting an idea. So just sitting across the table, doing one solution. Mom comes. Okay, you keep that paper aside and start eating your breakfast. I don't say that eat and read. No, I don't say that. I'm not misguiding you. What I'm trying to say that it is, rather than idling away your time, it is better that you do one solution where you don't have to put in much of effort. Or if not doing anything else, pick up your NCERT. It is said that everything comes from NCERT, though the difficult version of NCERT is what is NEET UG, or the twisted version of NCERT is what NEET UG is. So what you have to do is pick up NCERT, start reading it as if you're reading a newspaper. You know, just go through it casually. You will find some point or the other, you will find that has settled in your mind and it's going to help you. So what I said, make a timetable. The difficult topic should be done at the first level, that is the first part of the day, when your mind is very fresh, you are quite agile, your IQ is at the optimum IQ level, understanding level, whatever it is at its optimum. Then make use of interstices in between time. Okay, in between time you can do a solution of a DPP, or you can take your NCERT. And when you feel that you don't want to study, you want to relax, but at the same time you have to have those books around you. That's like when you're tired, when you're not wanting to exert your brain much, but at the same time it's your study hour. Same time it is your study hour. What are you going to do at that time? At that time, pick up that topic which you seem is the easiest for you, which you seem is the most interesting for you, which you are in love with, because you're repeatedly, you know, revising that part. That thing is over. Okay, make your notes. Fourth part I'm saying is make your notes. Making notes is very, very important. Just don't say I've seen the lecture, I've heard the live session, I have all the books with me. Till the time you don't make your notes yourself, you will not know where you are lacking. So make your notes. Making the notes is very, very important. Fill as many notebooks you want to fill. Fill as many papers you want to fill. You have to write. That is the best way of understanding a difficult, you can say, competitive exam like NEET UG. Okay. After that, when you are making the notes, at that time you will actually realize what you do not know. Because when you are listening to the live session given by your faculties, because you're all sitting at home in the comfort zone of your home and you're listening to this, you will realize, oh, mujhe sab aata hai, I know everything. This is what you say. But you don't know. When you start making notes, you know that you're getting stuck up at a couple of places. Immediately, again, you will go back and watch those videos, those sessions. So this is what I am trying to say. Making notes is very, very important. Be very particular about your doubts. Ask as many questions you can ask. Okay, explore as many questions as you want to explore. Blindly trust your teacher. One thing, blindly trust your teacher. Don't doubt your teacher. What do most of the students do when the teacher is teaching? They are actually trying to analyze the teacher. Is she right? Is he right? Is he teaching well? I don't think so. He's right. No, don't do that. Become Eklavya. Never doubt your teacher. Never, never. No institution will put their business at risk without making sure that the teacher knows the subject. So be rest assured that part has been done by the management. The management has taken care of that part, that this person knows everything about the subject. So you don't waste your time judging. Don't waste your time analyzing. Make best use of the time by connecting with that teacher with this intention, with this belief in mind, my teacher is 100% right. Okay, don't analyze, don't judge, don't prejudge. Okay, don't go by the opinions of the people. Blindly trust your teacher. She is my UG result. Okay, she will bring me UG result. This teacher is going to get me my dream. Okay, this teacher is going to earn me my dream. If you build that trust, I tell you, you will be at your dream point. You will reach there. Some students who have always had a good rank, who have always had good marks, they have this habit of judging their teachers. And I've seen 80% of them never get selected. Those who blindly follow their teachers, they will get through. Because everybody's career is at stake. Why would any teacher misguide you? Just keep this thing in mind. Why would any teacher misguide you? No one is going to misguide you. Teachers never misguide. You get misguided by your own beliefs. You get misguided by your own mistrust. Don't do that. And one more thing I would want to say, there are so many different ways. I've told you a number of things in the beginning also. I keep talking this to my students also. And one more thing I want to tell you. I told you, trust your teacher, interstices, okay, make your notes regularly, plan the most difficult topic for the first ray of the day, okay, and make as many, try to find out as many doubts that are there. But one thing is most important, be regular with your tests. Don't miss out your tests. And this time when I had a talk with few of the parents, because last year everybody was through, you can say, studying online only, giving the test online only. And what I got to know from, I tell you, 80% of the students who were not performing well in the tests, okay, 80% of them and their parents had only one thing to say. They did not have to say, rather I asked them and they all laughed off, "Ha ma'am, aise hi hota hai. It used to be this way only." You know, it was winter season. Okay, the test series were going on. Students were lying down in their quilts and giving the tests. So you can imagine how they must be performing in the tests. You have to, no matter if you're working from home, no matter if you're studying from home, whatever you're going to do, from in your mind you have to create a school. In your mind you have to create an office. In your mind you have to create a coaching class. You just cannot be in your quilt, wrapped everywhere from everywhere, and you know your head is also in the quilt, and then you're studying with the help of a torch and you're giving a test. Mind is sleeping. The mind is lazy. The mind is dull. How can your mind be fresh when you are all cuddled up in a quilt? No, and you're giving the test. You're not performing. Your mind is sleeping. This is what I'm trying to say. Things are different. The need of the hour is you have to create a classroom yourself. You have to create, you can say, a coaching environment yourself. We cannot provide you. No institute can provide you because they are in lockdown. You have to create it in your house. Your parents have to create it for you. Your parents should pull you out of the bed and say, no giving the test in the quilt. No sitting in the bed and studying your lessons. But what to do? Parents are also helpless. Parents are very helpless. When these children say, Mama, do it please. Mama, I'm preparing for my knee. Dramatic people. Dramatic youth. Am I right or wrong? Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. Come out of your comfort zone. You cannot fulfill your dreams without coming out of your comfort zones. In the yesteryears, in the years of the kings and the queens, even the kings used to send their children for, the prince and the princesses for good 14, 15 years to, to these sadhus, ashrams, okay, gurukuls. They were in gurukuls. They were living like common people, common children. No luxuries, no amenities, no, you can say those silk cushioned beds, thick mattresses. No servants. Nothing was there. They were living in huts. Why were the kings doing that? Did they not love their children? They loved their children. Rather, they loved it more than you people. That is why they told them, you have to, you have to become kings. You have a very important responsibility over your shoulders to take care of the entire kingdom. And to take care of the entire kingdom, you have to be very tolerant. You first have to go through those hardships yourself to avoid those hardships coming for your subjects, for your people. Considering this, they also with heavy heart used to send their children to gurukuls for good 12, 13, 14 years, and not even once they used to come to their palaces. Not even once. Still you people go for vacations. So you people cannot come out of your comfort zones, out of your quills, and then you say we want to become doctors. No, beta, you cannot. You just cannot become a doctor without putting in efforts. So it's a request. It's a request to all the parents, to all the students. Create a coaching class in your house. Create a coaching institute in your house. Listen to your gurus. Who are your gurus? Your faculties, your teachers who are teaching you online. They are putting in efforts like anything. They are giving their 200%. Believe me, trust me, I've seen everything at close quarters. Okay, they're dedicated, very, very dedicated. Only the performance needs to be there from your end. So, there is something more to tell. Another part of NEET preparation I'll be talking to you. Right now I'll cut short because whatever I have to talk about the next part of NEET, you can say coaching, is how to give a test. Okay, what things should be kept in mind when you're sitting in the comfort zone of your houses and giving a test during the test series. If you follow all that, nobody can stop you from getting your dreams. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Sarika Saggar, your you can say a friend, your mentor, your guide, okay, your teacher, whatever you want to connect yourself or connect me to you, okay, is your choice. You can call me, hey Sarika, I'm ready for that also, but do not let your dream go to the dogs. Pandemic should not stop you from fulfilling your dreams. No, pandemic is nothing. nothing before your dreams. Dreams are so big, so mammoth, so huge. Pandemic is nothing before that. Okay, nothing can stop you. No challenge, no hurdle, no pandemic, no epidemic, no sickness. Nothing can stop you from becoming a doctor. And I'll be trailing you. I'll be there. I'll be taking you there to your target. Don't worry. Okay? Till then, take care. Remember what I said. You don't succeed till you don't bleed. To bleed, you have to succeed to bleed. So, the journey has started. I'll be there. I'll be nursing you through, soothing you through to make you achieve your target. Thank you so much. Love you all.